Hi, I'm Alex Stutchbury and welcome to ARTClass, a series of videos designed to teach you basic skills needed to create great artwork. Today we're looking at perspective, something which can be very challenging but can be equally rewarding, because actually if you do the correct stages that I'm going to show you today, you can produce fantastic looking pictures which look three-dimensional even though we're working on a flat 2D surface. Part 2, we're going to look at making something slightly more complex now, and that's 3D lettering. Now the same rules will apply to the first stage that we did in the first video about the vertical lines, the horizontal lines and the diagonals going towards the vanishing point. This time it's going to get a little bit more complex because the actual shapes we're using are obviously going to be structured in a more challenging way. But again, if you follow those rules and the ones I teach you here, you can't go wrong, so give it a go.
First you need to make a grid of 1 centimetre boxes. Here's an example of what it will look like. Start from the top edges on both sides so you can line up the grids as you draw the lines along. Press lightly because these are guidelines. Then, the rule is for the letters, each letter is 5 centimetres down, or 5 boxes down, and 3 boxes wide, leaving a gap between each letter. Now drawing a vanishing point. From that point, all the diagonals going from the corners of each of the letters points directly to that vanishing point. Remember the rules. As you can see here, you have to draw every single edge wherever one of the corners begins or ends on each letter. Then for this first one, mark an extra centimetre below the bottom of the letters and create a little hatched line. This will act as our depth edge. You can then draw, working parallel to the edge of the actual letter itself, and work your way along, starting at the bottom depth edge and then sliding your ruler when needed to the depth edge to join the rest of the lines up. Again, sliding the ruler down, joining from one point to the next.
Remember to rub out the grid lines after each stage, because actually if you have too many lines on a piece of paper it's confusing and it can start becoming a problem to see actually which ones you're working to and which ones you need to rub out. So after each letter, rub out the diagonal lines before you start on the next depth edge on the subsequent letter and work your way across. Alright, these didn't come out too bad. As long as you follow those rules and the depth edges always point up or down towards that vanishing point, you can't go wrong. So give it a go. I know it's tricky to begin with, but as long as you have a pencil, your paper and a ruler, you can't go wrong. And maybe challenge a family member to have a go as well to see how well they can achieve it. Alright, so give it a shot. I look forward to seeing how you get on. My name's Alex Stutchbury. Goodbye.